Welcome to Big 15 Problems. This is problem number 1, adding decimals. So this is just like one of our Big 15 sheets. And the problem we're going to be looking at today is problem number 1, where we are adding these 3 different decimals. A decimal is just numbers with one of these little decimal points. So what we're going to do, I'd like to copy the numbers over. We had the number 15 plus 0.23, which is also called 23 hundredths, plus 8.3, also called 8 3/10. Now, you may have a different way of doing things, doing this problem. However, one way that I've found that really works nicely and offers fewer opportunities for error is using what I call the cross method. And we put in what's called an upside down cross. By placing the cross like this, we're going to align all the decimal places along this line. Now you say to yourself, wait a minute, Mr. Haas, this 15 doesn't have a decimal point. Well, every number does have a decimal point. It's just when it's at the end, most of the time we don't write it. So I'm just going to put in that decimal point. So now we know it's there. And this is where this one is. And the final one is there. I'm going to put in 3 decimal points on this line. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put a 4th one down here at the bottom because that's where our answer is going to be. And that's the decimal place in the answer. So the next step is to write in our numbers. So the 15 goes just like that, and there's the decimal point. See how they line up? And then we have this, the second number, and we're going to put in the 0 and its decimal place. And the 2 goes here, and the 3 goes here. Finally, we're going to put in the 8.3. And the 8 goes here. There's our decimal place lined up. And here is our 3. And we're adding these. Okay. Well, I'm looking at it, and if I was just confused, I would say, well, what am I going to do about these empty spaces? Well, any space that's open after a number, you can put in a 0 here. Anything after a decimal place. And it's not going to change it. It doesn't change the value at all. So I'm going to put 2 zeros after the 15, after the decimal point for the 15. And I'm going to put 1 in here after the 3 in the 8.3, because that really doesn't change its value. Now it looks easy, right? We can just add these up in a column. So I'm going to take the 0 plus the 3 plus the 0, and that's going to equal 3. Here I'm going to take the 2 and add it to the 0 and add it to the 3, and I'm going to get 5. In the ones column, I add the 5, the 0, and the 8, and I come up with 13. Well, we know that when we're adding numbers and it's greater than 10, we write down what's in the ones, and we carry that number. I'm going to carry the 1 over here to the tens column. So I add these 2, and I get 23. And so our answer is going to be 23.53, or 53 hundredths. If you don't believe me, check it on a calculator. Thanks.